Right for a little while.
Oh, with the birthdays.
Yeah, because a lot of people I know in August.
Wait, on September, you've got a birthday straight away.
I know, but I'm gonna do that one today.
Okay,
I'm gonna
cool.
do it today, so I don't have to do it next week.
Cool.
So first, we're gonna start at the top of the week.
Yeah, let's go.
Sunday was one of my nieces, and then Tuesday was my godson, and then today is my nephew's birthday.
Rewind that again. So at the start of the week was Sunday
was my niece.
Your niece.
Tuesday was my godson. Today is my nephew.
Right.
And then tomorrow, even though we're going into September,
you know, announce it. It's a very special one. So you got to announce it now.
So I just want to say happy birthday to my niece Sharika, and to my godson Kyron, and to my nephew Antoine. Tomorrow's birthday now. I say it's my birthday as well.
Yeah.
This one is a special one. Special. This is my third heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yes. For my special
The game changer. The game changer.
Yeah.
The game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow. Yeah.
And she's already excited today.
Yeah. Well in her element.
Yeah.
Well in her element. Yeah,
I said to her today, if you don't like calm down, I'm going to cancel your birthday. There won't be no more the 1st of September. We'll just go straight to the 2nd.
Yeah, that was a lyric. That was a lyric. So what's she been getting up to then, Marie?
Well, she spent some time with her grandma. So they done their thing together. So tomorrow, she doesn't know, and I know she's listening. She's got a surprise tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll keep it as a surprise.
Yeah.
We'll keep it as a surprise.
So she got one surprise today, but then she'll get the rest tomorrow. So
I'm telling you, imagine that.
But I just want to share a little testimony, though, Jordan.
Let's go for it.
And I want to share this so that a parent, a mum, a dad can be encouraged, or even a family member. When I was with child with Special K, I was 5 months, and they were saying like, oh yeah, you know, it's the girls. I'm like, yes, thank you God, you answered my prayers. I was so happy. But then they said that for the time that I was carrying her, that she was a bit too small. So they said if I don't have her early, you know, she may not make it. And I'm like, do you know what? God wouldn't allow me to come this far. Only blessing me with not only with a daughter, but with another child. So every other week, oh, you got to come in for tests. You got da-da-da-da. And I just got fed up with it. However, she was born on the 1st September. I can't remember exactly how much she weighed. But
you can't remember her weight?
Listen, I've got 3 of them, and you know my mind is young.
Marie. Oh my gosh.
She was tiny because she was premature. And they were saying that, that they might have to discharge me and leave her in the hospital. However, God is good. She came home. Like, we was in the hospital for like 3 days. She came home, but she was tiny. But if you see her now, you would not believe.
No, you wouldn't believe. So what, she came about a month early, or?
Yes.
A month early.
She was tiny. The Moses basket was like way big. She was drowning in the Moses basket. But now, yeah, you would never believe it.
Now she's singing "Let My People Go."
Yes.
She was in the Moses basket, and she got speech now.
Yeah, a lot of speech. So she told me what song that myself and her brothers may sing to her tomorrow. Because we normally have like a little thing between us that we sing a particular birthday song. She don't want that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Got
she
a new plan.
A particular song.
New plans.
Yeah, and then she's telling everyone like, have you bought my present yet?
Oh, right. Yeah. She knows what she wants.
She does.
You know?
So tomorrow, my Special K, my best girl ever, is going to be 6 tomorrow. And I just want to say, because I know you're listening, Special K, I love you so much. I'm so proud of you, and you are the best. And tomorrow, you are going to be spoiled. Love you loads, K. And happy birthday for tomorrow.
Wonderful. Big up yourself.
Yeah.
Special K. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I think I've kind of graduated, you know, because remember, you first introduced me to her as Special K.
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she was like, nah, you can't call me that. Only my mum calls me Special K. My name's Kamani. I said, all right, Kamani. That's okay.
Yeah.
I said, but don't worry. I'll be calling you Special K soon. She was just like, no. my name's Kamani. You can't call me Special K.
She's getting used to it because it's like there's like my sister-in-law and my mum, they have their particular name for her. So if I use those names, no, you can't call me that.
Oh, right.
And she won't answer.
So it's associated to the person who gave her the name.
Like, so like my brother's got a name for her. So if I call her that name, she won't answer.
Okay.
If my sister-in-law given her a name, if I call her that name, she doesn't answer. Wow. The name my mum has given to her, if I call her that, she doesn't answer. Right.
So I totally understand, but it's just on observation. It's very funny because 6 years old, if my mum called me a name that someone else called me in the family,
you just answer.
I didn't answer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why.
No, she would tell you, you're not allowed to call me that.
Yeah. I couldn't even say such things, because
so you're not allowed to call me that.
Yeah. Big her up. You know what? I've got a birthday as well. It's one of my very good friends who I used to work with a few years ago. One of my colleagues. She lives in Milton Keynes, and she used to drive down from Milton Keynes every day. Or some days she'll catch a train on the odd day, but she used to drive down into London every day. And yeah, she's a very special lady. Do you know what was very interesting? They kind of underestimated her a little bit, because I've noticed there was a little crafty thing that the company done, because there was a few people that all got hired at the same time kind of thing, but there was a lady who they kind of wanted to do like a bit of a comparison thing with her, if that makes sense, like, because they thought, if we get these girls competing, they're gonna both work harder. That was the company's intention. I thought, oh no, wicked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, these ladies that just come to work and whatever, and then you're already trying to sow some seeds of, you know what I mean, divide and competition and them stuff like that. So it's like they're both going to work harder because, do you know what I mean? Like, but they're going to tell you it was healthy competition, but it's because the ladies were wise enough to see what the company were trying to do. They didn't, feed into it. And they marked this lady as, the one that probably wouldn't be as good as the other lady. Believe you me, my girl just hit target after target after target. Yeah, they underestimated the champ. Yeah, they underestimated the champ, and she just smashed it. Do you know what I mean? So, my friend Barbara, want to give you a big shout out. Happy birthday, Barbs. And Barbara has a son, and Barbara's son has got lyrics. See, like our Special K's got lyrics. The young man's got lyrics. And it's like, again, certain things that, you hear these little ones say, I'm just like, I wouldn't be able to say that when I was little, but it's funny because you see the personality coming out in the children, do you know what I mean? And, it's a big blessing. So, Barbs, want to big you up today. You know what I mean? Very special happy birthday and many happy returns. God bless.
And happy birthday to anybody else who's celebrating their birthday week.
That's right.
And over the weekend.
That's right. So,
yes. So, Jordan, last week we had a very, very interesting show. Very interesting
Sure did.
The behavior of a narcissist.
Sure did. Do you know what, Marie? I'm going to be totally frank with you, because I don't think I've even told you this, but I haven't watched all of it back. I've watched the first, I think, 30, 40 minutes or so, like twice. Like, I haven't listened to it beyond, like, I haven't listened to it from the point where I left off and listened to it from that point to the end.
Okay.
But the first 20 minutes or something, I was in stitches. Because
what did you say, Jordan, that would put you in stitches?
Do you know what, Marie? I was looking at your facial expressions. I was looking at my facial expressions, and it didn't feel like it was us. Like, I'm looking at it like I'm watching someone's. Yeah. Because I was like disconnected, like, from it, if that makes sense. Even though I can recognize it is us, but some of the facial expressions in that, it's like when I dropped my phone the week before. Yeah,
that was funny.
That was too.
When I watched that one back, I was like, wow, it's like slow motion.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, when I dropped my phone, and it was Marie's genius that told me to check if it were the screen protector that was broken or the actual screen. And when I realized that it was the screen protector,
you can see the relief.
You saw the relief. Yes. People think it's easy, when you're sat in front of the camera and that, like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's hard. I remember sometimes you don't know. Listen, even though I speak to Marie speaks to me, we don't know what the other one's going to say sometimes, and it will trigger us. You know what I mean? You'll start laughing. You'll just start laughing certain times. You know what I mean? Though there's certain times where Marie will say certain things, and then I could just feel like how I'm moving my mouth, for example, because I'm trying not to laugh. You understand what I'm saying? But that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. But yeah, we had a good episode last week, and Marie, we had a lot of feedback.
A lot of feedback. I started to realise that people are going through this.
Yeah.
And from doing the show last week and the interaction that we got and people messaging like myself privately as well as Jordan.
Yeah.
They open up.
Yeah.
And I believe that's another way of healing as well.
Facts. It's deep because hear me. It's deep because I haven't said that one for a little while, Well, maybe I could have also said it last week. Maybe I haven't said it this week in my private time because it just felt like something I haven't said for a while. But anyway, it's deep because we had people messaging us as soon as we came off the air. That's what was nuts. As soon as we left the studio, Marie's phone was going. As soon as we left the studio last week, my phone was going because people were saying, you don't know how much I needed that. And the thing is the fact that we're shocked because when you're seeing who's messaging you, you're like, whoa. And that's the beauty of it. You never know who's listening. You never know who's blessed by what they're hearing. Do you know what I mean? And what we had last week with the TikTok and the Insta, we had a lot of people liaising.
Yeah.
A lot of people
and
were
suggestions
liaising. Yeah.
Of different like resources that you can look into for a bit of like information, healing.
Facts.
Yeah. So it was very informative last week.
Yeah, facts. So yeah, that was really good. I was really happy about that. It was like a community of people that we saw, last week, and they came together and said what they needed to say, etc. And that was a blessing, that was a big blessing. So I was happy. And for any of those people who have tuned in from last week, we'd love for you to drop us a comment today if you're listening. Contact us, interact with us.
Yes, because it helped everyone.
Definitely,
it helped myself and Jordan to get more insight as well. And I know a lot of people via the comments on the chats were being helped as well. And that's what Evening Talks is about: empowering and helping our community.
Definitely.
So it was lovely.
Definitely.
So this week now we are doing our topic today, I should say, is discarding a narcissist. So we've heard about the narcissist's behavior. So when you've identified, okay, he or she is a narcissist, what is the next step? And that's what we're going to divulge in this evening, not afternoon. Be like, I'm at work again. Good afternoon. But this evening, that's what we're going to go into as well. And as myself and George would always say, we are not professionals, so we're just sharing information that we have learnt or researched with our community. We are not here to tell anybody, oh, you should do this, you should do that. We're just giving you the information, and it's down to you.
That's right.
And what the next step that you should take to help yourself if you are in a narcissist relationship.
That's right.
And for the narcissist, if you've identified that you have this behaviors, these traits in you, for you to identify the next step to get help, to overcome.
That's right.
So you're not, violating somebody else's picnic.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Because we're not standing for that.
No.
We're not standing for that. We're not standing for that.
So it works both ways. Getting help for those who have been experiencing that behavior, and then for that person to say, oh my gosh, I think this is me. And for them to get some help as well. So we'll be giving some information today. But before we start our show today and going into our topic, we are going to have our first song for the evening.
Oh, Glory.
Jordan, would you like to introduce our first song for tonight?
Yes. You know what? It's very funny. It was when we was on our way to the studio, and I just sang the song, and I goes, Marie, let's play that one.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're gonna play Luciano, Lord Give Me Strength, on Just Cool Radio.
Give me faith, oh Jah, I pray, oh Lord, to face another day. Oh, Lord, give me strength to face another day, to carry on life's road, to carry on my Lord. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry on. Oh, my Lord, oh, Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Please hear me when I begin. All help for it is past, and all help for you to come, without whom I could not be. Many are trying to leave you out of their life, but I wouldn't be so unwise. And so I promise to serve thee, oh my Lord, and I beg thee some mercy. Lord, give me strength to face another day, to journey along life's road, to carry my heavy load. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry on. Oh my Lord, life has become a burden, living in this evil system. Oh Jah, please strengthen me. I cannot make it alone, I need you as my own. Oh Jah, I call on thee. Some are trying to leave you out of their life, but I wouldn't be so unwise. And so I promise to serve thee with all my heart, and I beg thee some mercy. Lord, give me strength to face another day, to make it along life's road, to carry on my load. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry on. Oh my Lord, you say give me strength, oh Jah, to carry on and do thy holy word. Oh, yeah. Give me strength that I can make my stand above the sinking sail. Oh, hey. Many are trying to leave
Yeah, the mic's on. Marie, are you ready?
Hey, Jordan. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I don't know if they're ready, though.
Well, let's see.
Let's see. Let's see. Oh gosh. Yeah. You good? Ah, cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. Yeah. Yes. Big tune. Big tune.
Yeah,
Big
that's
tune.
definitely
Big
a
tune.
song. Yeah, you need that. Because
Yeah.
God, we need that strength.
We need the strength.
Dealing with these shady crazy people.
Oh, glad.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you need the strength on the day-to-day, any road, because of how, things are going on.
Life in itself.
Life in, as folks say these days, so you need the strength anyway. But then to have these crazy folk want to come
crazy.
mess you about.
Yeah, that's a heavy load.
It's a very heavy load, So you can hear the conviction in the man's voice, and his request. So he needs strength. You know what I mean? He's not even saying he needs money, like he needs the strength. Yeah, he'll work that bit out later, but he needs the strength now. Yeah, because imagine if you've got money, but you still can't get through what you're going through because the battle isn't a financial battle.
It's a mental
Glary. Yeah, it's deep.
An
man.
Emotional battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big tune. So yeah, today we are discussing discarding the narcissist. Discard, dash with that. Yeah. And you know what? Yeah, it sounds a bit, but you know what? They're doing a lot of damage out there. They're doing a lot of damage. And, sometimes when you're coming across these folk, someone's going to get damaged, whether it's you or them. But whether it's you or them, or it's someone else or them, we want everyone to get the right help, This is not a situation where we're sat here, pointing fingers and bashing people, because we want everyone to be helped. Help to the end of the day, to be honest with you. And like Marie said before we played the song, the reason why we're covering the topic is because it's something that is concerning our community. It's on a rise. It's on a rise. That's a problem. Like it's an epidemic. Like it's a pandemic.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. It's a pandemic. It's very, very, very bad. And I spoke to someone during the week who said to me that she reckons that the percentage of those who are going through experiences with people like this is higher than people who are not. And I was like, why? Why do you say that?
People find it embarrassing to talk about because if there isn't a particular kind of person that gets targeted, it could be anyone.
Yeah, it could be anyone.
And you could be very professional, you could be successful in your own right, and people could think, oh, well, so how did you allow it to happen? It's not that you allowed it to happen. It comes in slowly. They suck you in. And before you know it, they are, playing with your mind. It's like they catch you off guard because they've lured you in.
This is
and when some people go through a really bad experience. Some it's any other way. It is always bad.
Yeah.
But there's always different levels to it. And to say, oh, this is what I went through. It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
As well as it's hurtful.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. And she was telling me about this, and basically, she was telling me about this, and long story short, she was saying that it's more like it's becoming more of a frequent occasion. Basically, she's speaking to people and they're just saying, look, I'm going through this, basically, do you know what I mean? And then she'll be like, oh no. Then she speaks to another person, oh yeah, I'm going through this. And she's like, hang on a minute, so who's actually happy then? Who actually is being treated right? Who's actually genuinely being treated right? Because like most people I'm chatting to right now is going through, like a lot of people going through this thing.
And it just makes you think, what is happening to individuals where you need to control someone, you need to play with their emotions, you know, dictate to them. What is happening with that individual where you feel you have to demonstrate these behaviors? But then it gets to a stage where enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
There's only so much any individual can take with various situations. But when do you say enough is enough?
Yeah.
And I need to get out of this. How do you get out of this? Because it's not as easy as for someone to say, oh, just leave or get out. No, it's not as easy as that.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
Definitely easier said than done.
Because
no two
you
ways.
end up feeling, emotionally attached to the person. You end up having feelings, love. You care about them in the midst of their chaotic behavior because that's how they lure you in, by you getting hooked on them.
That's right.
So you've got to take the hooks out now. But how do you begin to do that to move forward? Yeah. It's deep. You see what you just said, you know, to take the hooks out. Yeah, it's serious. It is serious. It is very, very, very serious. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing. Not an easy thing at all. And like I was saying to you, Marie, about the list, I started. I didn't complete it. I think I'd be here for a long time, but I started writing a list of people who I know have experienced this kind of thing, and yeah, the numbers were high. The numbers were high. People, sorry to cut you, Jordan. I think people have been through this and did not realise they have been through this.
Yeah.
Because it's only been in recent years that narcissist is being known, the traits.
Yeah, then, that's it.
You know, when you're with someone, you're like, oh no, don't be silly now.
Yeah. Cool.
Unless you're really taking the time to say, okay, so they can have this trait, that trait.
Cool.
So it's
Course, it's not easy, man. This thing really isn't easy. It's very hard to just brush it under the rug. And like Marie was saying, like I've mentioned, it's a lot of people. When you sit and when you write a list, like anyone who's at home listening, if they were to write a list of people who they know has gone through this kind of stuff, you may be surprised that the number is higher than you have anticipated. Do you know what I mean? Because you might think, oh, I don't know, maybe 5, maybe. No. Then you start to realize that, oh, you know, when I was growing up and my neighbors used to fight, or whatever, you start to realize, hang on a minute, that was this, that was that, you know. And at the time, people were not really recognizing it, and
the
I
signs.
think,
And you may have called it something else.
Yeah. Like, I think people who I saw who adopted these ways, they were labeled as just like, oh, he's, you know, domestic violence or or whatever. But really and truly, when we really look into it deeper, it's a lot more than just quote unquote domestic violence. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's not easy. And back to why we're announcing it so much as well is the fact that we want everyone, all of our amazing viewers, whether you're joining us for the first time today or you've been rocking with us since the start, to be reminded of your purpose, and that your purpose is extremely important, and you need to escape and you need to discard them if you're in that situation, because your purpose is being compromised. Who you are, you know, who you've been called to be, you know, the tasks that you have on earth here to complete is waiting, you know. It could be like a conveyor belt that has just stopped, you know, broken down, for example. Imagine if you're at the airport and then conveyor belts start rolling out, and just before the first suitcase come, it just stopped. Everyone's there waiting, but you can't get to the suitcases. Then they've got to come out. That's long. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't think of a situation like that because you just expect the conveyor belt to work. Come off the flight and then the conveyor belt works. Everyone gets their suitcases and
that's the purpose.
And they clear
the
off.
Conveyor belt.
Okay.
To bring the suitcases around.
Okay.
So all you have to do is just take and go. But if it stops, that defeats its purpose.
That defeats the purpose. And we don't know some you know, there's people out there that be like, this guy just like my purpose on earth to a conveyor belt. Yeah. Listen, I'm just using it as an example. Yeah, using it as an example for you lot start coming to get me, you know what I mean? But on a serious note, some of you know that deep down, you know, before all of this was going on, you was on your way somewhere. You know, you were doing something, you know, you was trying to build something, you was trying to achieve something, you know, and then folk have come along and then started to try to put a spanner in the works. Folk
like
have come to,
block.
they've come to be like a flat tire. You know what I mean? They've come to try really slow you down. Do you know what I mean?
With their heavy weight.
Let me. Yeah, and it's not good. It's not good, and it's nuts. I even had I had a man message me telling me that his dad and his older brother, he said the two of them narcissists. He said the way they done things in the household. He said the man said to me that his brother and his own dad ruined his life. No. When I saw the word ruined, I said, raw. He said he's only basically got better since he cut them off. And I'm not encouraging people to be on some cutting off spree of your family members and whatever. No. But what I am going to tell you to consider is if people are not changing, people are not repenting, and it's now detriment to your own well-being, your own health and safety, then you have to make the sound decision
for yourself.
What's
good for you, your mental well-being, your health as well, because everything all is connected together.
Yeah,
that has to be your own individual choice.
Yeah, because the truth is, these lot are out here. And when I say these lot, I'm talking about the narcissists, people who are displaying narcissist behavior. They are out here ruining people's lives. But you know what it is? You see the man, he's not no little puny man. Like, he's a big, tall, strong man, you know what I mean? And when he's telling me about what his dad and his older brother done, I'm thinking they must have programmed my man. Like, from he was little, they must have come at him like just being a nuisance. Like, they must have just been a nuisance. Like, yeah, like, he didn't go into too much detail, but from what he was telling me, he said that them man, they ruined his life. Like, growing up, ruined it. Like, trauma. Be a trauma.
You know what, Jordan, I feel with narcissists, I don't want to call nobody a victim because that's not what it is. They target people. That's the key word. They target people because that's what it is. They're targeting people, but they look for a weakness.
Yeah.
And that's what they use to kind of play against.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a very caring person, then it might come up with a scenario because they know you're caring to play on that part.
Yeah, that's it.
If they know you're coming from a low place, then they will capitalize on that, and that's how they kind of lure their way in, or targeting your lowest point.
Yeah, man, it's true. The ways of the narcissist is very, very, very serious, and we're gonna echo that. If you are experiencing, you know, the ways of the narcissist, yeah, we urge you to consider how you are going to discard them, because it's for your own well-being. Like, you have to start asking yourself, if I discard them, what does life look like? And then you can start to think, Larry, you can start to think of what it will be like if you were to discard them. Do you know what I mean? And then you think,
sorry, Jordan, it'd be like that song that used to sing in church, smile a while and give your face a rest, because you haven't been smiling.
Haven't been smiling.
So when you discard them, you will be smiling.
You'll definitely be smiling. And then you can also consider what it would be like if you don't discard the narcissist. And it's a horrible picture, especially if you don't have a good support network, especially if you don't have people like with you, you know, during the time. Not easy. It's definitely not easy. So we're gonna go into a few points that we want to explore. Yeah, talking about the whole concept of this topic here of discarding the narcissist. So we want to just explore now the current mindset of those who a narcissist would prey on. Yeah, and notice what I said. We want to explore the current mindset, meaning that if you're being tormented by a narcissist, if you're being controlled by a narcissist, you know, we are exploring the people who they prey upon, what their current mindset is, because by the grace of God, you will not be in that mindset forever. They will not be overpowering you or manipulating you forever, or doing whatever they can to, yes, I have to just say, control your life, because ultimately that's what it's about. It is their game and it's for their gain. Yeah, you are not a priority to them, other than them. What they can get from you,
like what they can benefit from.
What they can benefit from you.
It's all about them. It's not about you.
So, Marie, you see, even when you're saying that the narcissists observe the people who they want to prey on, yeah, who they target, so to speak.
Yeah.
Let's look at that. Let's look at that. How do they observe someone? Because we're aware, as you rightfully established earlier, Marie, there's some people out there who are in it and don't even know that they're in it yet. So let's look at, you know, the current mindset of a person that the narcissist is preying upon, because they don't go to anyone. They know who to frighten. They know who to target. So what kind of mindset are they looking at to target, roughly, or usually, so to speak?
And now, with a narcissist, so they look at those who may have some kind of level of low self-esteem, or they may look at somebody who is probably well established, you know, walking into their purpose. But with that individual, it's more of how can those benefits them, what that person is achieving. With a person, and it also a bit of control as well. Someone they can meet that's probably, you know, going for a bad patch, they will come in as like a knight in shining armor, and that's to lure them in. And if you've got children from a previous relationship, and for argument's sake, the mom or the dad is not around, they would be like, the best person ever. They'll bring gifts for the kids.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you know, my child's dad or my child's mom don't do that. They play on those little things.
Yeah.
If your health is not 100%, I'll go and pick up your medication for you. Don't worry, you just stay there. I'll cook for you. I'll pick up the kids. I'll do that. But there's still a hidden agenda, but they have to lure you in. They have to make you feel like they're the best thing ever. Oh, I'll do that for your mom. I'll do it for you. And also, if you're a person that is very confident within yourself and you're headstrong, you're in your purpose, you're achieving in your career and in your personal life, they try to mirror that they are confident as well,
100%.
to kind of feel like that you're on a similar level. But really, deep down, they're very insecure and broken people. Because for them, in their mind, it's like you're above their league. So in order for you to even, for them to get your attention, they have to sell you a story for them to feel, for him or her to feel that you're both on the same level. And then, so then they would be like, for example, you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to uni, I'm studying, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, yeah, I'll be doing that. So, and it doesn't even go like that.
Conveniently. Conveniently.
Yeah.
Conveniently.
Or you may have a business mind and you might say, oh, I'm looking to start my business plan. Oh, yeah, I've got a business here. And they may have a business, but your concept of what a business looks like is not what their business looks like.
Most of the time.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
But every relationship that they get into, it's not about you as the individuals. It's about them. what they can get from it. And the aim for them is to get to a stage where that they can control you. And they will go to all lengths to get that. You know, if they realize that you're not so easy with their little behaviors to be sucked in, then they would be dramatic and use like stories like, I'm sick, I can't have kids for you, and play on your sympathy, because they know that, okay, that person, he or she, they're very confident, so I can't really knock them as a person, but they're very caring, so let me work on the caring side. And that's how they try to lure you in.
It's mad. So would you say, Marie, that they like to prey upon people who are hurt, who have been hurt before sometimes? Like, let's say, for example, someone's just come out of a relationship, they want to be the answer to...
Yes, but it depends. It depends, because sometimes, yes, they do. They do tend to gravitate to people who have come out of relationships, and they will present themselves as like, well, I'm the one. I will make sure I will never treat you like that. I'll make sure that, you know, you get this and you get that. And, you know, they will just act like they are the answer. And it was a conversation I had with Jordan. I think it was either today or during the week. And I just feel that you will never know a narcissist straight away when you get into a relationship. However, just food for thought, when you are about to start dating or courting, get to know someone before you start open about the past, about a past relationship, what you've been through, what hurt. Because when you open up to the wrong person, they use that in a way to control you. You might have opened up something really deep and personal, and when they're ready to get their claws in to get what they want from you, they throw things back in your face. And even when they do help you, they're helping you because in return you have to help them back.
That's it.
And they will say things like, you know, they might have helped you, say, oh, I cleaned up the house because you wasn't feeling too, or whatever. You may have had food poisoning, for argument's sake. Once you're well, and they'll be like, oh, can you do that? Well, no, I can't. I'm doing something. Oh, but don't you remember when you had food poisoning and I had to bath you and pick up the kids? They throw it back. So it's never genuine.
Candy Love says yes with about 6 S's.
This is
They use personal stuff back at you.
So that shows you that the heart wasn't genuine. The motive was not genuine, because those of us who do not have narcissist behavior traits, if I'm doing something for you as an individual, I do not need to remind you, because I'm doing it from a genuine place, isn't it? But with them, if they've moved your car from left to right, trust me, you are going to know about it sooner rather than later. You will know, and other people will know. Yeah, because them chat. Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah, and they like to make themselves sound like they are a victim.
Yeah, they do.
A lot. That's why, for where you would say, no, I can't do that, they will throw that back in your face. And trust me, Outer Road will know that you did not do that. But it's not the way how it really happened. They will make it sound like how they do so much for you, and the one time you said no for a valid reason, they make it sound like every time they do things, you don't do nothing for them. They take your name and slander it to other people.
Yeah, it's deep. It's deep. There's so much to, you know, so much to consider when we're dealing with their behavior. Candy Love said spot on. Yeah.
Thank you, Candy Love.
Yeah. Big supporter. Thank you so much for engaging with us. You know, and share the live, or, you know, share the link to people, you know, because we really want to get this discussion developing more, because like we said earlier, it's within our interest to save as many people as possible, and make as many people as possible aware of what's going on. because we know that this is a big issue within our community. And you know what? Something that we didn't really mention too much previously was about the enablers that the narcissists have. A lot of the time, a lot of them have got a mum that just doesn't think that her son can do any wrong. Some of them have got, like, you know, another family member or someone else who's vouching for them, and they're also going to make the person who they've targeted seem crazy too. Yeah, they'll be like, no, he wouldn't do that. Like, why would he do that? What did you do? I want to know what you done to make him say that, because he wouldn't just say that. Like, you know, like starting to put the blame on the person who they're preying upon. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot going on with that. And do you know what? There's something that you said, Marie, a bit earlier, meaning that it's not always necessary that they're going to target someone who is downtrodden at the moment, someone who's low. They like to also pick people who have stuff going on, but I'd say perhaps the person's not there yet. Someone's in the motion of... In the process,
Yes.
Yeah, they're in their process of getting towards, you know, what they want to get, they're in the process of getting where they want to be.
Yes.
But these lot figured that they want to come stop people's progress and slow them down and just take their life off track, because they want to come and just waste people's
But I think it
time.
also is a part of jealousy as well, Jordan, because sometimes with narcissist people, they're around you, but there's a level of jealous and envy. Because if you say to them, oh, do you know, like, you could tell them about an achievement, and they're like, oh, well, okay. Yeah, there's a bit of jealousy. So when they're coming and they're trying to belittle you and slow you down, because they've realized more than you that you're going far. Sometimes we don't even know that, yeah, you've got the potential to go. Maybe because there's so much going on, but they see it. And it's like, boy, if you're going there and I'm not staying here, so I need to stop you. It's a bit of jealousy.
Yeah, I agree.
Because if you're with someone and you can see that they've got potential to go forward and they've got their purpose going on, you're going to support each other. Why are you going to be a stumbling block?
No, facts. I totally agree with that. Yeah, do you know what? I think they, like I said earlier, they don't choose anyone. They look out for someone who has a need. And they look to see what the need is that person needs. And they want to be, you know, the answer to what the person needs.
But they're not.
And they manipulate people to believe that they are who they say they are.
And they're not.
And then, you know, they also stop that person from getting what they need done or achieved. They stop that from happening because they come as a stumbling block to stop. They come as...
And they always come with
a virus.
Some story. Oh, this didn't happen. Oh, that did happen. We all have things that happen. You know, it is always a story. This, that, the other. You know, it's like, what is going on?
No,
they just become... And I just feel that wherever they are at, they are not happy. They're not satisfied. So when they meet you and you're growing, you're happy, you're just getting on. Even if you have bad days, you're just still getting on. They cannot go on like that because everything to them is doom and gloom. They're never happy. Even if they leave you and you go and they go on to somebody else, do not be jealous. You give God thanks because they are not happy. And I mean within themselves. They're never happy within themselves. Give it time. Give it time.
For the listeners, you guys didn't just see my facial expressions.
I saw Jordan.
Because Marie just, started dropping some lines that just made me, want to chuckle hard, but I had to let her land first. You know what I mean? I had to let her land first. I couldn't just start chuckling mid-speech. You know what I mean?
Because you know what, Jordan? I remember this person was like always complaining about like someone, and they just kept on complaining. But I started to realize I think they're a narcissist, but I wasn't getting any of the behaviors.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh, and this and that and 3 bags full. So I was like, okay, because you know me, Jordan. I'm like, but why would you do that?
Her glory.
I always like to ask questions. I think when I was young, I used to get told you ask too much questions. But I'm glad that's how I was made. That's what I need to do.
That's how you was wired.
So the more the person was speaking, so I'm like, okay. So I went quiet. So I said, so why would they do that then? I said, so what did you do to them? The person was like, went quiet, goes, I'll call you back. Phone went down. Yeah. So you did do something.
You done something. But
yeah.
You failed to let me know what you done.
Yeah, because you're complaining about they do this, they do that. But it didn't make sense, because if you're doing so much as you say, you're picking up this, you're carrying that, you're watering this, you're doing that. It doesn't make sense why that person would just be trying to throw you aside. It wasn't adding up.
It's not adding up.
The mass was going far left. So what did you do?
Not adding up, but
the phone went down.
He failed.
Yeah, the phone went down.
He failed to explain what he done to cause
the situation.
Yeah, and the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they do. They tend to edit stories. Some of these people, some of these narcissists, remember we've established last week and the week before that they use big words that,
they don't even understand. Don't even know how to define.
I'm wondering if, it would be an idea for them to work for like a newspaper or something like that, because they're good at telling stories, They're good at, fabricating, exaggerating, as Candy Love said, always exaggerating.
Yeah. And some of the stories that they tell, why would you do that?
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, no, the stories that they tell is like, I wouldn't even tell those stories. Jordan would have.
Yeah.
There's just levels and...
Yeah. That's how
like,
you're dealing with a serious condition.
Why would you do that?
Do you know what? Before we move on, we're still on the mindset of, who they prey on, I'm going to give you an example. I haven't even told you this, Marie, but it came back to my memory today, Now, growing up, as I said earlier, a lot of the time you would recognize some of these behaviors as, it's domestic violence and stuff like that. You wouldn't really always, recognize it for what it actually is, kind of thing, innit? So I've got a neighbor, she was with a man. Now, just to give the context here, I'm just giving the context and saying it as it is, This neighbor, bless her, Caribbean lady, very well spoken, decent vocabulary, cool. She was with a man who was Caucasian, middle class, very decent vocabulary, cool. Now, my neighbor, she would speak a certain way, dress a certain way that was, resembling more of like a middle class person, So, I'm just popping into town, but we'd say, I'm going Oxford Street, or I'm going whatever, do you know what I mean? Anyway, she's just popping into town. Yeah, cool. Anyway, her and the gentleman who we thought was gentle was starting to go out a lot, and they started to have like these wine parties and stuff like that. So we'd go, like when I was little, I would go around there and they'd have like their friends around there. You'd have a tray full of cheeses, you know, because there's loads of cheeses. They'll be having like cheese and wine, and we're going back a mighty long. We're going back about 20.
Cheese with the grape on it and stuff like that?
Yeah, we're going back about 20 years, 25 years. I was young, yeah, I mean, so say like, yeah, in that kind of, let's say between 5 and 10, I remember going to their house, yeah, and do you know what? I'm just trying to quickly catch.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Let me just quickly try and.
It says. So we have a message.
I'm going to jump right back into where I left off, but because more people was joining the chat, I just want to not miss out a comment. They like the attention to be on themselves.
Definitely, yes.
They demand attention. Mm-hmm. They hate it if they're not the center of an environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
That is true.
Very,
they
very,
like
very
it always
true.
to be on them. They like it when you're like, oh my gosh, you're so good. You know, oh, your hair looks nice today. Your clothes in it. Everything has to be about them.
Yeah.
About them.
Yeah. And that comment ties in to, about my neighbours. So he had a job. He worked in the city. You know what I mean? He had his own flat in Soho, but, so it's like, so her place is down, south of the bridge. You know what I mean? His is in Soho and where, and you know what I mean? So the friends that would come around and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? The type of conversations that they had, like, middle class, like, what's going on. Cool. Hilary. Anyway, she has a baby with him, and, just the little baby. I started to notice that when we used to go out with him, because they used to take us, me and my sister used to take us like to the West End, take us here, there, you know what I mean? Because that's what they used to do every minute. Like, we're going to go to Covent Garden, we're going to go to like wherever, and they'd bring us, you know what I mean? So like we used to roll with them, you know what I mean? Cool. So anyway, once the baby landed, this is the point I'm making now. Once the baby arrived, that's when I started to notice a few changes, Hilary. Because it's like he started to hold the baby to his chest a lot. And I'm starting to think, why is he doing this? Yeah?
What do you mean, like up here?
Just as a figure of speech and in real life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for me, it's like to me, it seemed like he was trying to do some chess move thing. I'm young, I'm clocking this. I'm like 10. Yeah, I'm like 10. Yeah, but I'm saying, nah, this brother's moving mad. Yeah, like he's moving like he's gonna try to take the baby from her. Yeah, because he goes, like from young, we were talking like, because middle class people, they plan ahead like a lot.
Way ahead.
Yeah, so he was saying yes, he'll be going to, I'm not going to say what school, but it was a private school. Do you know what I mean? And yes, he's going to go to, and he's going to go, and my parents have, so everything's mapped out. I'm thinking, bruv, he's like 3 months. Yeah? The baby, how do you know that he'll be going to, but I'm like 10 though. Yeah? Like I'm young. So, but I'm just trying to map out how this geezer is so confident that, you know what I mean? But that's what they do. Yeah, like middle class are very organized. Understand what I'm saying? So they've got a lot of things mapped out. You know what I mean? Cool. So she's going along with whatever he's saying, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But as I said, I'm a child though, so I'm not really in a position to call out a behavior because I can't prove it either. Because remember, them man taking us out. Yeah, the man that's taking me and my sister, like me, them, like whatever, they'll be rolling with us, taking us restaurants. showing us around the West End and all them kind. My other neighbours weren't doing them kind of stuff. No, big up all my neighbours. Yeah, I love all my neighbours, but they weren't taking us no West End. They weren't taking us no West End and all these outings.
So they lured you in.
We were getting in taxis, black
They
black taxis.
They lured you in.
Like I learned about black taxis and the little meter flicking up through them man there. Yeah, when he said he lives in Soho, I was like, "What's that?" I didn't know. That's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. My family has showed me certain things, but I'm saying there's certain things that them man there showed us. Like, well, I didn't know. I hadn't been to. All right. I've got family members who got big houses, yeah? Gone to their houses and whatnot. But them man there started showing us, like, the apartment, the kind of life in the city. So, again, remember, like, homegirl, she's on the ends. As much as she's trying to, you know, have a little scarf around her neck, you know, like a, you know, them kind of material kind of scarves, like a, that she'll have like a bow.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
Or a loose bow, or them kind of styly there.
Yes.
So she's like the black hyacinth, yeah? And she's, you know what I mean? Like into
Mrs.
art.
BK.
Into art and them kind of, you know what I mean? Cool. But you're on the ends though. Like, you know what I mean? Them man there's flats in Soho. So I remember one time, we went to, I think I feel like my auntie was with us this time, you know, and we went to my man's flat, yeah, and I was like, he used to ride a motorbike. I was like, where's your motorbike? He was like, oh, it's in the Undercroft. I said, the what? It's like a garage downstairs.
So why didn't you say garage?
Because it's not them man. Because it's not a garage. Because down there you got the Bentleys, you got the flipping Ranges, you got the Lambos, you got the Ferraris. Like, do you know what I mean? That's all. That's what's going on. Mercedes, all of that's down there in the Undercroft. So the motorbikes, everything's down there. Do you know what I mean? So, like, let's say for example, you got ground floor, and then you got like UG, or you've got B,
yes.
like basement or whatever, or U for Undercroft or whatever. Like that's what's going on in the lift. When I got down there and I saw all them cars, I was like, where am I? Yeah, because folk don't have those vehicles where we live. Oh, Larry. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying.
They
so
have one car.
Yeah. So like, I saw his motorbike. I was like, oh yeah, like, like, you know what I mean? Cool. You know what I mean? So anyway, the point I'm making is this: is the type of lifestyle that, you know what I mean? Oh, you know, we're going to the theatre. Not like how, you know, who says theatre. Yeah.
Theatre.
Yeah.
To the theatre.
Yeah. That's right. So we're going to the theatre, like them kind of stuff there. That's what's going on. They're taking us to the London Eye, like all them things there. You know what I mean? Cool. But as I said, since the youth man was born, I started to detect like something ain't too right. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. You know what? Our screen there. Kind of let oh yeah so oh gosh
Again, Jordan? Oh dear.
No, the YouTube screen, it's paused. Moving on. So anyway, I noticed some stuff since the baby was born, kind of thing, innit? Cool. So anyway, when the baby started to get older, I noticed the lady started to change a bit. Yeah, this is why.
But in which way did she change, Jordan?
She started to become a bit more reclusive, yeah, and a bit more like quiet at certain times, and quiet around him. It would more be like if they're laughing at like a joke or something like that, all of that bit all seemed normal. Do you know what I mean? But let's say, for example, like he's coming home and he's peed off about something, but we're outside talking to her or whatever. He'll come in and say hello and whatever, but how he looked at her was like, you're in trouble. Clearly.
Okay.
So we're starting to pick up on certain little things, but because he's so polite and all them kind of stuff, he's got a way about him like he won't hurt a fly.
Yeah, but that's when they're outside.
Yes.
The home environment.
This is what I'm saying.
Oh, he's such a lovely person.
This
or
is
she's
what
such a
I'm
lovely
saying.
person.
This is what I'm saying.
When that door closes.
Yeah, it's a different story.
Complete
but
different
we wouldn't
person.
have thought it because, remember, it's just they're taking us. And I'm thinking that's why. Don't get me wrong, like, them man, they like me and my sister, like, because we were like Special K, like, we're youths, but we're smart. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, they like having us around, and he will, like, when he had the little wine parties, like, he'll be like, oh, Jay, like, read your story for my friends. Like, because I used to write stories and them thing there. So I'll be in the wine party, like, reading my, you know what I mean? Somebody's been doing the Just Jordan poetry from what day? Do you understand?
For a long time.
Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Them man, they were giving me a platform at the what do you call it, at the wine parties. But any road. One day, yeah, something's happened. Now, I'm not home, my sister's not home, because we're with another family member, because bearing in mind, I'm still young, yeah? Like, now, I don't know, maybe I'm 11 or something. Maybe almost 12. I don't think I would have been 12 yet. I think around that kind of time, yeah? So anyway, long story short, only my mum is home, yeah? Now, he's knocked the door and said to my mum, oh, we're locked out, meaning him and the baby, yeah? So mum's asking, oh, like, where is, meaning, you know, I mean the lady, kind of thing. Oh, yeah, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, like, we had an argument, and, you know, she literally got out of the car and she stormed off, like, in central London. So, I mean, I just, you know, took baby out for a little while, and, you know, I've come back here and I've just forgot that she had the key. So I was just wondering, like, can we sit here for a bit until, you know, she comes back? Like, that is what he's saying. My mom was like, oh, yeah. I'm like, this is weird, though. So the baby come in, you know what I mean? Like, he's like, yeah, because, you know, he needs changing and like all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? So them man there's, you know, got to changing the baby and all that kind of stuff. Mom's like, oh, you don't want a coffee? You want a tea? Or, like, all that kind of stuff. Cool. So anyway, I was thinking, like, how comes, like, she's not come back yet? He's like, I don't know, whatever. Mum's gone upstairs, whatever. When my mum's come back downstairs, my man and the baby are crashed on the sofa. Gone, yeah? But remember I told you, me and my sister's not there. It's just my mum at home, yeah? My man's crashed out on the sofa, yeah? Now my mum's like, nah, this ain't right, yeah? This just ain't right. So my mum's hit up the lady now, saying, like, is everything all right? Like, you know, my man come here, like, with the baby, saying that, you know, you lot's had an argument or whatever, but he's expecting you lot to be, sorry, he's expecting you to be back home by now, kind of thing. So, where are you? Oh, I'm at my brother's. So then she was like, you're at your brother's? Yeah. So, what's going to happen? Like, is your brother dropping you back so you can get the key? She said to my mum, no. He kicked me out the car. He kicked me out the moving car. In the city. The man opened the door and forcefully, yeah, chucked her out the car with the baby in the back. She's come out the car tumbleweeding. Wow. Yeah. She had no money. She had no purse. Yeah. But what she did have was her key. Because the keys was in her pocket. But the purse is in the handbag, and he's got the handbag. So all she had was her phone in her pocket and the keys when she was tumbleweeding out the car. But you see, that couldn't happen now because there's too many cameras. Yeah? There's too many cameras.
And people's got their own personal cameras as well.
Oh, glory. Yeah, you will be on Instagram or on Twitter or whatever social media platform trending, yeah, because some woman has come rolling out of a moving car in London. I'm talking this happened like Victoria or something, Pimlico, like them kind of areas there. Yeah, cool. So anyway, my mum's phoned and said, like, so, okay, so what's happening? Like, is your brother dropping you back, you know, with a key kind of thing to let him in because he's on the sofa, like, with the baby? And she goes, no, you can tell him that if he wants to get the key, he needs to come to my brother's and get it. So my mum's woke him up now and was just like, oh, like, she just told me that, you know, the key's at her brother's house. Bearing in mind, the brother's house is only 15 minutes away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 20 at best. Yeah. He said, yeah, I'll just wait. I'm sure she'll be... No. She said, go to get the thing.
From her brother's house.
Yeah. So he said...
Keys from her brother's house.
Yeah. But what happened was, my man didn't. Oh, yeah, I'll go shortly. Like, I'm just going to just rock him back to sleep. Yeah? Or some kind of crap like that. Someone was like, this is weird. My mum's got up 8 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning. My man's there, yeah? And then he said something like, oh, do you know what? Yeah, we're going to head off now and da-da-da-da-da, or whatever. But he had a plan B, and he's gone somewhere else with a baby. Yeah? Because he wasn't going to get that key. When she came back home, when her brother dropped her back home, like that the next day kind of thing, she went and told my mum what happened. She said, the crazy thing is, I'm not sure if I'm pregnant. Because she was thinking I'm pregnant at the time. Like, do you know what I mean? And he knows that. But my man booted her out the car, tumbleweeding. Do you know what I mean? And thank God the bus driver, the number 2 bus driver, let her come back. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you start to think like these kind of things, what's going on, these are just stuff that's building up. Do you know what I mean? Then it started to get worse. Do you know what I mean? Then the physical stuff's really happening. Then she's getting really abused. Like Timberland's being put in her, like stamped out, booted all over her body. Like things like that. Yeah? And it started to get intense because one day I remember she come knocking the door and she was bawling and she's asking me for my mum. And I said, oh, like she's not here or whatever. And it was mad because, as I said, these are the kind of things that are going on and you don't know kind of thing, but it's going on your doorstep. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then it started to get really bad and, you know, court got involved, police got involved, and all this kind of stuff. But again, he had more power with the court system. He had more power with the police. He had more power because he came there like plain innocent and whatever. And let's call it where it is. He was believed. Now, if we're going to call the race card, we can call the race card. But I don't understand how an abuser gets away scot-free with evidence, police CAD numbers, like all these kind of stuff. Stuff have gone to court, and my man never saw handcuffs ever. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when they come with their big words and their vocabulary and all this kind of stuff, you'd be very surprised they start getting away with some stuff. Because
but not for long.
Well, of course not for long.
Not for long.
But it's like the woman was too scared to press charges. There's certain like things because when the mindset gets programmed to that extent, they know what they can get away with because
they know
they
that
just know.
They will know that, oh, I know she's not going to go police. Even though like, she's maybe had enough, like she's not going to go police or he's not going to go police. Yeah. They're not going to do nothing about it.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Or the family's not going to say nothing.
It's crazy. But that's just, you know, an example. I know it took a little while to explain, but it's like, if we were to, like, say, explore the mindset of, you know, what you need to break away, what mindset, Marie, does one need to be in to break away once they notice
that this is a narcissist?
Yeah.
I feel that
when you say I've had enough, like when you get to that moment,
Well, when you've said you've had enough, you need to go no contact. You need to do silent treatment, because they're very good at doing it to you. But they do not like it when you do it to them. But when you do the silent treatment, then blocking, I would say to people, block and delete, because why would you even want to keep the number in there unless there's various reasons why, which must be an individual thing. So you might know why you might just not delete the number. But I would say silent treatment and block. And that's from research that I've done, and also from what people have just getting some more messages up on the screen. From people that I've spoken to, who have spoken to me, they said the blocking, the silent treatment, they don't like it. But you have to block them. You've got to cut ties. You cannot continue to communicate with them.
Sorry, facts. I totally agree. And in terms of like the support system, yeah, like what kind of support system do we need? Remember, they've tried to isolate people over the years. They've tried to do all of these things to, you know, make you,
because when
stop
they
having
isolate
contact.
you from like friends or your family, it's because whatever you're going through, if you was to sit with a friend and family, say, even if it's hypothetically speaking, or you're saying, I'm going through this, obviously your friends and family are going to say, you know, that's not right.
Yeah.
Which will get you to think. But when they isolate you, you're thinking, like, is it me? So whatever they're saying, it's like you're taking it more on. But when you're speaking with someone who's outside the situation, you're bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
To where you're reasoning to like, nah, this has to stop. I need to go away. And then sometimes you see them do things, and I you know, as I would say, Jordan, well, why would you do that? Why would you do that? That doesn't make no sense.
Why would you do that? Yeah. It's insane. It's insane. But I agree with you, Marie. We need to, or whoever's in the situation like that needs to get others on board. And do you know what? This even
people that you trust.
Yeah, people that you trust. Yeah, that's
people
right.
that you trust.
Yeah, that's right.
That because this is a situation where you're going to have to speak to those who are close to you and even say, I was going through A, B, and C, because then they will say to you, but you know, that's not normal. And the more they will start to show you things like that, then you'll realize, because sometimes at first it's hard to accept that it is a narcissist. Yeah.
It's hard to accept.
Because you're like, why would you do that? No, because they're a narcissist.
Definitely. We're getting some more comments coming in as well.
Like Candy Love has comment is good to talk to get another perspective. Yes, because you could be saying, you could be questioning, but then when you speak to someone outside, they're like, no, that's, it's not right. And you could be like, I was thinking that. Never ignore your gut instinct, because when you're around a narcissist, even if you're not too sure to read the signs, you will know something's not right. You become unsettled.
Yeah, we got another comment. I think the term narcissist is relatively new over the past 12 years or so. I think people just thought the behavior was just being an abusive partner, but not realizing it was a controlled mindset.
Yes, it is. Is there more to it?
No, okay, so it says the behavior was always around, just given
A different name.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Right.
I think it's just been in more recent times you've been hearing it's been classed as a narcissist, but these behaviors has been around for a very long time.
Precisely.
A very long time.
Precisely.
But I think it's being highlighted more now.
Yay!
Because before, people would just be like, hush, hush, don't say nothing. But now people are speaking out about it now and getting the support that they need.
Put the title narcissist on the internet, social media.
You wouldn't know where to start. Loads of things.
The amount of content that is there. Like, there was a man, I saw a video. Hold on, let me see if I can get the man's name is Danish Bashir.
Oh yes, I've seen this one before.
And
him before.
Yeah, and he's got a very interesting video on YouTube. 7 things that shock a narcissist to their core. Yeah, and he lists like, I think he says don't beg. Yeah.
Because that's what they love. They want you to beg and plead. No,
don't beg them. And he says, you shock them to the core when you take them by surprise. I thought that was an interesting one because remember, they're very calculated, so they like to predict your move. So it's like the guy who I was just mentioning. He thought he would kick her out the car. She tumbleweeds out. And then he
thought she was going to come home.
He thought she was going to come home, but he thought he had the key to get home. Do you know what I mean? He thought,
probably normally he does.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. So I don't know what occasion that was, but it's just like that time he done it, and
it just wasn't in his favour.
It wasn't in his favour. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, I believe that was an opportunity for her to get help at that time, because now it became public knowledge, so to speak.
But you know in the midst of their behaviour, there's always times that the person who is being preyed on, where they can actually, there's breaks where it's their escape route, but it's how you read it. That's what I've been told. It's how you read it.
Yeah, it's deep, man. It's deep.
Because you can get away and be like, oh, that's it, I've had enough. And then you start to rebuild yourself. Then all of a sudden, because you're feeling good within yourself again, you're like, oh, but it's the father of my child, or my child's mum. Then you go back to square one.
Yeah, because you know what? That right there, because, okay, you see when I was going to say next, the mindset that one needs to get away from them when preparing for the escape, when preparing to discard them, because this title is about discarding the narcissist. When you've got children with them, it's harder. It is harder. Yeah, to
but
discard
I think
them.
on that aspect, sorry to cut you, Jordan, this is an individual situation now. So it depends on the extent of what was going on. And it's down to that man or woman to know what is the best. Because if they're a narcissist, maybe it's not beneficial for them to be in the child's life at this present moment.
Altogether.
Yeah, because of what they're demonstrating. Because you do not want the children to behave like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's an individual thing, because some become violent, verbally as well as physically. But some, they don't get to that level. There's different tactics that they use. So it's an individual's thing now.
There's a comment coming there.
It's for the child's well-being and your mental health.
Yeah.
That's why I said it's an individual thing. Me personally, if someone said to me, do you know what? My child's dad or child's mum was a narcissist and I had to just go completely no contact. Listen, you've got to do what's right for you and your child. I'm not here to judge nobody. You know your situation. And if that's what is to make sure that you're okay and your child's okay, you got to do what you have to do.
We got a comment saying it can be harder also depending on the age of the children. I think that's a very good point as well, because that one's self-explanatory.
That's what I'm saying. It's an individual thing. It's you know the saying, who feels it knows it. So you're gonna have to assess that, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where it will be harder for some people to get on the Underground Railroad because they're thinking like, you know what I mean, the children and like it's not easy, and especially with the dynamic as well. Imagine if, for example, a man is running away from a narcissist lady, for example, you got a one income, but the income, for example, might not be substantial enough for when he does the great escape on the Underground Railroad. Then he's got to still go to work, but then what about childcare if the child is young, for example,
and that other person was looking after the child or helping financially?
This is what I'm saying. It's like
that's
it
what I'm
goes
saying. It's an
hand in
individual
hand.
thing.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. It's not so easy. Like, and this is why we're trying to provoke the discussion, you know, because we're saying, you know, they need to be discarded. If they're not showing any signs of repenting, they're not showing any signs of trying to change or whatever.
Not change, turn!
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they're not trying to do anything like that. You know, they're going hard till the wheels fall off. It's like, well, yeah, like Candy Love was saying, like, it's for your own peace.
Because if you are not good, then you cannot be good for your child.
No.
You can't.
No. Again, always blessed. I agree. We have to do what's right for the children and our peace of mind as well as their peace of mind. And that's the other thing. You know, the children can become quite damaged because of what they're seeing, the behavior
or hearing.
Or hearing the other narcissist parent. Remember I told you at the beginning, the man said to me that his dad and his older brother ruined his life. Big, that's a serious word, you know. I said they
makes you
ruined.
think like, what extent? What did
they? Yeah, they must have been getting ballistic in there every day. Yeah, and I don't know what his age gap is with his big brother, but you see, his big brother was a nasty piece of work as well. Nasty piece of work, just like the father. You know what I mean? And for the man, he told me that he's 41. Yeah, and for him to be telling me like he's not living in the past, but he's just saying like, it took a lot of steam out. It took a lot of recovery because he said he had to cut them off completely.
But that's what I'm saying. It's an individual thing, isn't it? You know, no one can say to someone who is going through various situations, well, if I was you, no, don't do that. Because if you was them, you might deal with it completely different. Yeah. So it's an individual thing. So we've got a comment on the TikTok live. So we've got, you've got to be so careful about who we sleep with. I think we need to go back to courting.
Janu, that is where that one coming. Yeah?
I think we need to just get to know each other, you know. Let's go bowling. You know, let's go horse riding.
That is nuts. That one is nuts. But it's true though. Yeah. But this is the thing. When we look at it, we've tried. Whether we've been well, not well, we've showed up to work. Yeah, we've come here every Thursday to try speak to the people. Yeah, to say, yo, this is going on. This is going on in the community. Like we're trying to explain like what we're aware of, create the discussion, have the evening talk, so that folk can be helped. We done Daily Beloved, we done.
Wait, you actually talked about the courting process.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, if you're on the TikTok, big up yourself. If you're on the Insta, big up yourself. If you're listening live on Just Cool Radio, big up yourself. You can go to Just Cool Radio YouTube channel. Yeah,
to the video section.
You can go to the video section and you can scroll down. Yeah, it will say what episode it is. Yeah, and you can have a look for yourself.
Yes,
you will see we've got hours on hours. Yeah, like if we minus the ones with the guests, for example,
quite a lot.
We've got approximately of just me and Marie. Yeah, we've got like over 30 hours or 30 hours or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of content. Like you can sit down for a day and change and listen. Yeah, we've discussed this kind of stuff, but
as you cook your Sunday dinner, do the housework, iron the school uniform.
Yeah, because that
or in the gym.
That comment there was very, very serious. We gotta be so. It's the so. You know, she didn't say so. She said two. She said it twice. So we have to be so careful about who we sleep with. Yeah. Oh, glory.
But at the same time, if you have been in a relationship with a narcissist, you do not know it straight away.
That's the thing.
No.
That's the thing.
Because some people might say, oh, so how did you get with him then? Why was you with him then? Oh, why was you with her? No, it's not like that. It's like it takes time. You might see some little, as Jordan would say, some funky stuff. However, it's like, okay, did I just see that? Oh, cool. But it's low level. Yeah. It's so low level that you're just like, did she or he really do that? And you just kind of like side eye and that's it. But then after that, then it's like once they know you're hooked, that's when the mask, the clay paste fall off. Everything starts to come down.
It's deep. You see, Marie made an interesting point when we were having a conversation prior to being on air, and Marie mentioned, this was in regards to when you're preparing for the escape, when you're preparing to discard them, show no emotion towards them.
If they're
they
talking
are craving
to you,
attention.
Yeah, any kind of attention. So if you speak to them, okay. Blank.
Yeah. For anyone who's watching, they just saw Marie's expression, and that was Oscar award-winning level demonstration.
Just blank.
Blank.
If they say, oh, do you know what? This happened at work today. Okay. Yeah. And then you slowly realise that they might actually discard you because they're not getting nothing from you. But I must say, if you discard them, because you was used to probably hearing from them, seeing from them, you know, the interaction side to it, you may go through a withdrawal because they come like a leech. And it's like, as soon as you get up your phone's ring, you see them, so it's like you're deleting that now. But as you may go through a withdrawal, but do not give in. Do not give in. Because once you give in and you call or make contact, they will think that they've won and got you back where they want you to be. You just take your time. Just take your time. No contact. Block. Delete if you have to. If you have them on social media, delete them, block them, whatever you need to do. Because they will try to watch what you're doing. Who you're around.
Block them.
You got to block them, delete them, so they can't make no form of contact with you. And if they have things for you, it's one of those ones you're gonna either have a cut as a loss, because they will purposely not give it back to you because they want you to contact them and ask for it. It's either you go, I don't know, you might have to just cut it as a loss because they just want the attention. That's all it is. They want the attention. Oh, so where's my blue jumper that I lent to you? Oh, well, you're not getting it back. You're arguing. That's what they want. You're responding. You're getting upset. That's they want to see a form of emotion. You just got. You have to. You got to be strong. If you've got the strength to say, I've had enough, I'm going to block you, I'm going silent on you, then you have the strength not to contact. Because for you to take the step to block them and take yourself away, that's the biggest step. It's the biggest step.
You know what? I know a man that was going through a situation like that where the woman was the narcissist, and he's not an idiot either. That's the thing. He's not an idiot, but even that sounds like a bit of a contradictory statement, contradicting statement or whatever. But he's not an idiot. You know what happened? The man was in his family house with his children's mother and whatever, and that was the house they had together. And then things didn't work out in that regard, and it just got
left.
So he left, and said, you know what, at least if I'm out the house, I can still see my children and whatever. And it was working like that, okay. And then the woman started requesting for him to come back home and whatever. But it was quite, it wasn't conducive kind of thing. So, you know, after a certain amount of time, he moved in with another lady, and that lady has children, and he got on with the lady. Well, the lady had 4 children, but he was getting on with the older 2 who don't live there. He got on with them. But the 2 that lived there, the little ones, they were hard work. And long story short, the woman started to be hard work. Yeah. And you see, the man ended up in a bit of a spot of bother. Yeah. Who told him to be in a spot of bother? Because she would constantly remind him, whose house it is. She'll constantly remind him, like, but meanwhile, my man's paying more rent than her, you know. Like, certain little things, because, like, what, you forgot you got money for me? Like, them kind of stuff, and they were constantly arguing. It was so toxic. And long story short, when he said, this is long, and then he packed up his stuff, like, he needed to get a couple stuff at the house, because he took what he could manage at the time, and needed to come back and get some more. He should have kind of done things in a different order, because his MacBook is there. He had like a camera that was there. He had some new trainers that were there that he hasn't worn yet. He had some jewelry that was there.
I think you better call it as a loss.
He had to just flush that down the toilet in his brain.
Yeah, you just got
gone.
You got to erase that.
Yeah, it was gone.
You're not getting that
it
back.
It was gone because it would have been too much drama to try and get the stuff back.
Yeah. Do
you know what I mean? And you know what? I am so happy for him now. And let me also make this clear. This is not over like a 1 year period where he was with the children's and mum, then he's with this lady, and then now he's with someone else. This is over a longer period of time. And this lady who he's with now is perfect for him. They've been together for a little while. They've been getting along, and it's so productive. The man is so much more peaceful because she is bringing peace to him. And her family have embraced him. Her family's embraced the man whole heap. And I've looked at it now, and I'm just like, do you know what? As much as there's whole heap of narcissists out there, there's still good people out there, you know.
Yeah, don't don't allow that to throw you off.
Don't allow it.
But I would also say as well, when you do discard silent treatment, remember, as I said, that's the biggest step you can make. Then I would suggest the next stages, from my research and people I've spoken to, you need some time for you. Don't be in a hurry to get into another relationship. Because depending how long you was with that narcissist person, depending how long and the levels that they had, the impact it had on you, you're going to need time to heal. You're going to need time to grieve that it's ended. You're going to need time to heal. You're going to need time to overcome feeling guilty. You're going to need time to overcome feeling ashamed. Because in your mind, you might think, oh my gosh, how could I allow this? You didn't. It's how they are. They creep in. So you need time to heal and to release. And it's just like Jordan has said, it's like they got who they prey on, they program them to a certain degree. So you've got to reprogram now. You've got to find who you are, overcome that. You may have might have to re-establish relationships with either your children, your family, because being with that person is so draining. It's so draining that you may have neglected those relationships. So you have to start all over again, rebonding, trust again, even down to your cat or your dog. You have to learn to trust again, because it is very disheartening. From what I've heard, it's very disheartening. It's like starting again.
Starting over.
But for you to take the step to say, block, silent, delete. You've done it. Now find you. And we have done some previous shows, like our first shows, Jordan, about identity. So if you need a bit of help, check out some of our previous shows that might give you some encouragement as you start your healing journey.
Week number 1, week
And
number 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going back a long time there, but they're there. You know what I mean? They're there, and they're tools. These are tools. You know what I mean? We've got like a library, we've got an archive there. You know what I mean? Where we are, you know, giving gems to our community and stuff like that as well. But yes, it's about identity, and that's the thing. It's about the bigger picture. Is if we're going to look at the bigger picture, yeah, God has got a great plan for your life, yeah, and the devil
It's trying to stop it.
Every intention to stop you from being who God wants you to be.
Which means you're going to be very powerful and
Oh,
effective in
That's
the
right.
earth.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And sometimes these characters are agents, yeah, who are on assignments to try and stop you from getting to where you need to be.
They try to delay you.
Yeah, they come to delay you. Come as a roadblock. Come as a speed hump. Yeah, come as a puncher. Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, or they not even that they've come as a puncher. They've put the spikes in the road so you get the puncher. Yeah, because they're setting the trap. Yeah, that's what's going on, and we have to remember it's about loving yourself. Remember 2 weeks ago, Marie, when we done loving you, loving me, and we had the caller, and the caller was talking about when she entered the relationship with the guy, she loved herself a lot more. And then once time progressed, it went down to about 20%. Then as time progressed, she didn't even love herself at all.
And it's important that once you discard the narcissist and you begin your healing journey, is that you do begin to fall in love with who you are. And you may get to a stage where you might have to do some self-reflecting, where you could say, you might analyze it. This is not about blaming yourself. Do not ever sit down and blame yourself for somebody's dirty behavior. Please don't do that. But you might need to sit down and think, you will learn something about yourself, whether you was a bit too quiet in a particular area. I should have spoken up a bit more, or I could have been a bit more, I was a bit too laid back, so I need to be less laid back now going forward. There's things you're going to learn about yourself in a positive way, and it's for you to start to implement that in going forward. As I said, take the time to find you, to love you, to take care of your mind, your emotions again. You know, find a way, whether you have conversations with your close network of friends and family, to release. Do not hold anything in. And please do not feel ashamed of being in that relationship, because, as we said, you did not know. It takes time for you to... You didn't go and go, oh, yeah, I'm with an narcissist. Yeah. No, it's not like that. It takes time. They have to get their hook in. And when they think they've got you, then you see the behaviors come out. But as you come out, it's about you now. Your mind, your purpose, your life now. Let's get healthy. And those who are displaying these narcissist behavior, I would suggest that you either found a counselor and begin to talk about what it is why you feel the need to be in control of somebody, or why do you always feel that you need so much attention. And most of the time in some narcissists, they do not like to be alone. They don't like to be alone.
That's right.
They have to be around people. They have to be on the phone. And that's lacking. That's something that's lacking. Because for me, Jordan, I could be at home and it's peaceful and I'm loving it. But they cannot. They need attention. But I would suggest to them, please go and get some counselling. Or, yes, it'd be best for you to get counselling because you can speak to family and friends, but I don't think they're trained to deal with some of the things that you may begin to bring forth. If you have been through a level of trauma, please go and speak to someone and find a way how to manage that, because you can overcome. Because a person who's displaying narcissist behavior, if you continue this way, you will end up in your very old age alone. No one will want to deal with you.
Yep. It's very serious. Very serious. Do you know what? I want to just salute the Instagram crew right now, because they're engaging a lot, and we've had some amazing comments and contributions come through. And I don't know if any of you would like to contact us and give us a call and you know, add your points to discarding a narcissist. From what I'm gathering, there's a few people in the chat who have experienced helping. They've got experience discarding a narcissist.
Yes.
Or they've got experience helping someone else discard a narcissist. So whether it's you personally and you don't mind speaking about it and sharing it with us, because we're shaming the devil here.
Yes.
Yeah? We're shaming the devil. This is not something to be embarrassed about. We're learning together. Yeah. About how we're going to discard these narcissists, how we're going to educate people not to sit and go through the torment and the turmoil. You know, because we've got our purposes to be taken hold of. We haven't got time to be in bondage and be imprisoned by people who are quote unquote supposed to be our partners, our lovers, our companions, our other halves. Yeah, we've got can take many years to show. Yeah, that's very, very deep. You see, when we had the comment over there about you got to be so careful. Yeah. Right here, we got it can take many. Yeah?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
People's not just saying the word once; they're saying it twice.
But that's what I'm saying too. If you have come out of a narcissist, abusive relationship, you cannot turn around and say, "Oh my God." Yes, you may feel embarrassed within yourself, but you have to understand, as it said, it could take many years. You did not go in and see it straight away. Yeah. You don't see it.
We got because they can lay dormant and then pounce. That's deep.
And the thing is, some of them will have children for you, not because they want a family, because it benefits them.
Yeah.
It benefits them. You think when they pick up the kids from school, they're helping you out? No, because it looks good for them. It looks good for them.
Yeah, it's deep. You've got traits always there, but they can make you question your whole existence.
Yes.
That's deep.
Because you might say something to them and they're throwing it back on you. Or you could say, for example, I think they call it gaslighting.
Yeah.
Call it gaslighting, where you're questioning them and then they make you question the same thing that you're questioning with to make it look like it's you.
Yeah. It's nuts.
And then I would say things like, but why would you do that, bruv? Why would you do that?
Yeah. We got another comment. Jen Beckford. It can be quite subtle to begin with.
Yes. And they can start with the love bombing. Like, they might want to take you out to your birthday. They could meet you, or it could be around your birthday. They give you the biggest bouquet, the biggest presents. Give it a couple of months.
We got. Someone said
reverse psychology. Definitely.
And then we got, I've worked with head teachers who are narcissistic.
Oh, wow.
There's levels to this.
Yes.
There's
it's
levels.
not only in the romantic relationship. Yeah. It can be in families. It can be a narcissist, mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother, sister, granny. It's levels to it.
It's very broad.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very broad. It's very broad. There's a, you know what, Marie? I just want to thank you for your comments and contribution to giving the advice to our wonderful listeners about them having some time for themselves.
No, it's important.
Yeah.
It's so important.
Them having time for themselves, because the problem is after they've had time to heal and stuff, and then now we're moving forward.
But it's still a process. Because even when it could be like 3 months down the line, you might get a thought. It may trigger, but it's not as bad as when you first disregarded them. Yeah, you did cut them off. It's not as bad, but you still need that time to just heal. You need that healing time.
Do you know what? I've got another interesting comment here. It says teachers who felt that they were bad teachers just because of how the head teachers behave. That's nuts. It's true, because I know this stuff happens in the education system a lot as well, where a teacher might be showing signs of, I don't know, potentially becoming a head teacher. A teacher might show signs of, they're getting through to the children. They're doing certain things, or they've got ideas. Sometimes the head teacher will get intimidated by a teacher or another member of staff's ideas. Yeah. Yeah. And you will see it. And
they will try to, Yeah.
It's crazy. It can be so it says it's a behavior that can be displayed by anyone. Sociopaths. Yeah,
that's what they kind of link narcissists to from the research I was doing as well. And we have another one here comment that says we have to maintain and using forgiveness for ourselves. And
100%.
That's another thing I was going to mention as well. It's important that you get to a stage where you forgive yourself and forgive them, because giving them that room in your heart or your head, they're not worth it. Especially, in Matthew, when it says that we must pray for our enemies or pray for those who spitefully misuse us, that is them. You pray for them. Say, God, please, I pray they will be convicted to repent for what they have done, not only to me, but to you.
Facts.
And that they will stop. Because where you may come away, and yes, you may be hurt, you may feel low for a period of time, another person they can encounter may take their life. That's why it's important we ask God to help us to forgive them, and that they will repent so they do not go and do this to somebody else. Because you may have left, and with the strength that you have can overcome. Another person may not, because of where they are coming from. So it's important that we ask God to help us to forgive them, and that we forgive ourselves as well.
100%.
And just try to move forward.
100%. Just even on that same note, Marie, when you just mentioned the scripture, funny, we in our caption on our post, letting people know about discarding a narcissist, at the very bottom, it says, excuse me. In fact, let me just read a bit further up. Yeah. It says the truth is, in our community, there is a significant increase of narcissistic individuals damaging others psychologically. We are at a stage where high percentages of people need therapy after becoming mentally traumatized, train wrecked, and taunted by such characters, and currently are on a slow road to recovery. Then we've got a reference of a scripture that says Romans 12 and verse 2. It says, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good. Prove what is that's good and acceptable and perfect, and the perfect will of God. And in essence, that's just saying we're in this world,
but we're not of this world.
We're not of the world. So the instruction is, don't be conformed to this world. The world might be like, oh, well, spit at the devil,
No.
Yeah, that's what the world might be telling you. Yeah, for example.
You guys can still that devil, thanks.
Yeah. I don't need no devil that I know.
No, thank
yeah?
you. I don't need a devil either.
I don't need it at all.
Yeah.
So don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Yeah. So there's a renewal of the mind that has to take place. And
especially when you're healing, that is exactly what needs to take place. And with an individual who can say, do you know what? I believe I have been behaving in these narcissist behavior. You also need to go through this as well. You know, so as I said, we're here to help everybody. We're not just going to be, yes, your behavior is wrong. It's wrong. But when you can take some accountability, which some of them, before they get to the stage of saying, oh, I'm in the wrong, they do not take accountability. They need to begin to take accountability and begin their own healing process. That's what they need to do. And from the different people I've spoken to, the individuals that they've had not end up in these relationships with never apologized, never took accountability. And it makes me think, so were they aware of what they was doing then? Did it intentionally come at their house? You woke up at 6 a.m. in the morning time. Before you say, God, I give you thanks for the day. I pray you will lead this day. You're waking up to saying, let me see who I can manipulate and bad up today. Are you okay? Sis, bruv, are you okay? No.
Everything okay back home. It says some of them will never take accountability, and we need to just accept that, unfortunately. And it's true.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Some won't ever do it. So we're not saying to you, sit and wait around for the person to come and apologize, because that may not happen.
It may not.
We pray that they do. Even if you guys are not together anymore or whatever, I pray that the person does it just for their own healing sake,
and they don't continue the cycle.
It's got to the stage where
I think we have to be realistic. If you've come out of that relationship with a narcissist person, unless they've gone through the necessary healing process, don't expect your things back, an apology, or accountability. You need to just get that out of your head. That's why you need to ask God to help you. You got to release them. Release them. You got, I don't want to be, I release the anger towards them. I release the release it. Because it's for your own well-being now. Release them and leave them to God. You know, the Bible says vengeance belongs to God. You might see how God's dealing with them because they didn't repent, and you're like, God, easy now.
We've even got episodes about things like that as well. Remember, we got forgiven the unforgivable. Now we've got hours, you know.
We've got loads,
We've got hours of the episodes then.
Yeah.
Where we're exploring it. Do you know what I mean? So,
but then if they're not fully gone through their healing process, then them saying, "Oh yeah, I was wrong," or "I'm sorry,"
they don't mean it.
Yeah. So is it worth it? So it's about you just focus on yourself. Just ask. You got to release it. You have to. That's the only way you are going to be better for yourself and have your healing.
Yeah. It's very, very, very true. But I know we got to wrap up soon. I was just gonna say there was another point that we didn't make. Remember, last week we forgot to mention using the children as a weapon. We did kind of cover that today still. But lastly, it was, because remember, from the title, discarding the narcissist, So just to recap, for anyone who's jumped in a bit later, we had our introduction and stuff like that. We then moved on into exploring the current mindset of those who they prey on, and we said current because someone who's being tormented by a narcissist is in a current mindset. That's not the mindset they're going to have forever. That's why we said we're exploring the current mindset, because they're looking at that person's current mindset. They're not looking at the biggest, strongest version of that person and then capitalizing on them. They're looking at the person when they see the opportunity to pounce, as someone in the comments said. Then we explored the mindset that you need to break away, because you need a new mindset.
Yeah.
You need a transformed mindset, a renewed mindset to break away. Because if you've been sitting in something for years and you're literally programmed like a computer, you need a mindset. You need a whole new download. You need a whole new software, new hard drive.
Yeah.
Literally to, get on the Underground Railroad.
And it's not going to be easy.
No,
so
it
it's
ain't
not.
gonna be easy. Ain't
Don't
gonna be
think that,
easy.
okay, I've discarded him or her. No, you're going to have days where you might be speaking to your close circle about events that happen because you're releasing it. It's not going to be easy. However, every day you're winning. Just remember that. Every
100%.
day, every minute, every hour, every second, you are
100%.
winning.
100%.
Where you do not speak to them, you've blocked them. Even if you see them, you walk like you
Keep
don't
it
see
moving.
nothing.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
You got nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about.
No eye contact. Just keep it moving because they just want to know that they can get some reaction.
That's it.
I can't see nothing.
That's it.
I'm Stevie Wonder for like 16 seconds.
Okay.
Bye.
And when you said that, that was actually your next point. Getting others on board. Yeah. So getting that discussion going, getting others on board so that you can, move
Different perspective of what you was going through.
through. Yeah. Then preparing the escape. There's certain practical measures that you would need to do to start preparing your escape, because it's not easy. You actually have to prepare escape. You have to have an actual game plan, of how you're going to get away from people who might show up at your workplace. Do you know what I mean? Get away from people who are going to show up at the children's school. Get away from people that are going to do things that go to an event that they know that you're going to be at just so they can, you understand what I'm saying? It's not easy.
Yeah.
So you've got things like that.
And they're just going to, all it is, if they show up at like the kids' school, event and stuff like that, don't think they're there to pick up the kids or to enjoy an event. They come to watch you.
And see how you're getting on.
Yeah, and they could be there with somebody else.
Okay.
You understand? But all it is, they come to watch you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. They might have brought the person as a prop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so it looks like they're acting busy. And that might be someone they're sleeping with. Yeah. But that person's still a prop. In their eyes. Not saying that the person is a prop. Because that person doesn't know.
No. But in their minds, because remember, they don't see people as like loving individual. It's how it benefits them. Yeah, well, I'm not going by myself, so I need to make it look like it's good that I've got someone. And But they're coming to watch you.
They come to watch you to see
who you talk to, who you walk in with,
see how you're maneuvering, see where your confidence levels are, like little things like that. You know what I mean? They come to do things like that. And the last point was life after escaping. Yeah. And with the life after escaping, there was a point that we didn't touch on yet in depth, but it was more about being aware of how you speak to your potential partner who you're about to date, because they can quickly learn the grey areas and capitalize on the information you've given them. And
remember, when you start dating, I would actually say courting. We're going to go to courting. Because when you're courting someone, you're still getting to know who they are. So you don't want to open up too quick, because you might open up to another narcissist. So just be careful. Get to know your likes, your dislikes, purpose, plans going forward. Certain intimate things, just hold it for now, because you're not sure. We all come with masks. So just be careful. It's especially as you have come out of one, you need to be a bit more watchful. You need to use more of your discernment.
Yeah, it's not easy. And you know what? Just before we go,
we're gonna have to sing,
because we're gonna have to go, because we've gone over. But I was just gonna say, in regards to that last point, when you're courting someone new and the potential, etc. You're courting someone new who you see potential in. For example, if you've just come out of an abusive with a narcissist, don't go into too much details about why that one ended or how it ended. I'm not tell them things, but just enough. Don't tell
vague.
them. Give them the surface.
Oh, it just didn't work out, but we're co-parenting, or it just didn't work out.
Give
and
them the
we don't
surface.
talk. Done.
Give them the surface. Give them the surface. And what I was going to say...
Just say it just didn't work out.
Just say it didn't work out. Just say it didn't work out. We grew apart.
Yeah.
Larry. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the kind of stuff that you're going to have to start saying. Because, like, just to give them a quick example before we come off, yeah? Very quick. I know someone who was in an abusive relationship with a narcissist, and I didn't know them at the time when they were in that relationship. I hadn't met them when they had come out of it, yeah? But they were still scarred by it, yeah? They were still in the process of healing, etc. Anyway, someone had their eye on them, like them and whatever, but they didn't like the person back. But the person wanted to love bomb them and teach them how they need to be loved by a real person and whatnot. And then before you know it, the person got a bit weak and then start accepting the gifts. You know,
I get so weak in
they
my
got
knees.
weak in the knees. Do you know what I mean? That's what started happening. And then next minute, the people them started to get together. And then she just thought, I'll see with him, like, whatever. Anyway, long story short, they've had some discussions about, you know, future plans. She doesn't agree with his perspective. He doesn't, you know, agree with her perspective. Yeah. And in a nutshell, she wants children. He doesn't. Yeah. And all he's done is basically tried to manipulate his answer. Oh yeah, I think I want kids now. And then next
And
minute,
that's just like,
suck
suck her in, hook her in.
Yeah, keep her there.
Because he knows that's what she wants.
Yeah,
That's
anchor
her
her.
weakness that she has.
Anchor her for a little while. And then after that, he just does...
When she's hooked.
Yeah, then, he just goes back to his ways. Anyway, long story short, it so come back to me that when she was replying to a message that I'd sent out about this particular show, I'm none the wiser, yeah? I'm none the wiser. But the boyfriend has been like, oh, who's that? Oh, it's Jordan, like...
It's just Jordan.
Okay. Like,
On Evening Talks.
oh, no, yeah. So,
Empowering the people in the community.
Empowering, that's all he's doing. Just
That's all he's doing.
minding his business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to help folk out here. So he said, yeah, like, he was just telling me about his radio show and stuff like that. Like, yeah. He goes, yeah. Why don't you go and have children with Jordan then?
Oh. Okay.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is the problem that we're experiencing. Yeah.
Told you, they are very jealous.
These people are absolutely
Very
nuts. They're absolutely
jealous.
nuts. But the thing is, that individual would never say that to my face. You know,
because they know. They know who to throw their little bars at, so they claim it's bars. But there's some people, right, mate, and that's it. Yeah. Right, mate.
But it's like, why would you say that?
Why would you do that? This is what
they do. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
That's what they do. This is what they specialize in. So anyone out there who has been in a relationship with someone like that, just be very careful when you're moving forward not to give too much information, because what you're indirectly doing is telling a burglar how to rob your house. You wouldn't
so you're
tell
giving
them
them ammunition
you
to
wouldn't
knock
say,
you.
Yeah, we leave the back window open, and we don't lock the bottom lock. You know, all you got
Just
to
give the dogs a couple of biscuits.
twist the handle.
Yeah. And then he'll run over and then you can just walk in.
Yeah. Toss him a treat. Yeah, you're not going to tell a burglar to toss your dog a treat. Yeah? Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, our CCTV cameras don't work. You're not going to tell them that. Larry. Yeah? But then when it comes to when you're supposed to be securing your temple, okay, we start telling them all kind of stuff, ways to break in, ways to capitalize, way to, you know, ruin our mind and stuff like that. It's deep. Deep.
So I hope from today's program we've given you some food for thought, some helpful resources. And as I said before, myself and Jordan, we are not professionally trained in how to discard a narcissist. But through our research and conversations that we've had with different individuals, this is what we have learnt, and we're here to share and help somebody. So I hope today's show has been very informative and helpful to somebody, whether you're coming away from a narcissist relationship or you have had that light bulb moment and realize I have been behaving like a narcissist. So until next week, have a lovely and blessed week. And we are entering into September. So I hope mums and dads, all the kids are ready for school, because it starts back, I think it's next week, Wednesday or Thursday, one of those days. And children, it's about time, again, to get focused on another academical year in school. Let's get focused now. And let's be those leaders that we was born to be. So have a blessed week and a blessed weekend. And we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, the mic's on. Marie, are you ready?
Hey, Jordan. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I don't know if they're ready, though.
Well, let's see.